Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the update for today. It was Monday, the 10th of August, 2026. So this morning I was actually working at self-checkout at the store. It was the morning self-checkout shift, which starts at 5:45 in the morning. Yeah, I know, oddball random time, but basically it gives you a little bit of setup time before the store opens at 6. And, feels a little bit of a sleep-in moment after a bunch of accounting days or whatever, but, for most of the rest of civilization, I think they'd consider that a fairly early start. Anyway, this particular time, sadly, the reason I was actually working that shift, if you've been following this for a while, you're probably realize I don't get normally scheduled for shifts like this, at least haven't for quite a while. But the reason for that, unfortunately, was that the gal who was originally scheduled to work this shift is one of our most responsible and respected colleagues. But last Thursday, actually, as I was coming in to pick up a new uniform, as they're actually switching which uniforms they want us to wear again. And today was actually the first you had to wear the new uniform day. Anyway, so on Thursday, after, doing the moving thing where, we're moving the furniture in from the furniture arc, well, I went in to pick up my new uniform and, frankly, to pick up some ice cream because my stomach was kind of unsettled with all the bad air quality and everything. If you want to go back and watch the previous videos about that, all that's in there. But anyway, I didn't mention it then, but while I was in there to pick up that ice cream and stuff, made the unfortunate discovery that one of our respected colleagues essentially ended up with a bit of an injury, and it was an eye injury. And those are super scary because, of course, anytime that you have like the eyes and whatnot involved, you could be, God knows, permanent or anything. So anyway, she needed to be out for several days for that reason. I think she's going to be okay, but, scary thing, and I'm more than happy to, again, work that shift. So again, I had the opening self-checkout shift. Unusual kind of thing for me, but I did today. All right, so, and overall, customer behavior today, I haven't ever had really too many shifts where I've been, on the floor for an extended period of time here recently, but this was indeed one of them. And overall, customer behavior today was actually quite good. So kudos to the community for that. Actually only had one person kind of get somewhat upset with me. And it was only because when he asked if he'd have to go to customer service, I was about halfway through telling him, well, technically yes, but, and then he just furiously storms away towards customer service before I could even finish saying, but I'd be more than happy to take care of you on that here. Well, I guess probably could have stuck around to hear the whole thing, but oh well. Anyway, apart from that, the rest of the day was actually great, except for one guy who we didn't have enough checkers and at one point, and I could hear him shouting from about 20 feet away, but that got rectified relatively quickly, and I hope that his day got better for him. And hope it doesn't depress him too much to know that he didn't ruin ours. But anyway, despite that, again, today overall was a good day, and I want to make sure that gets out there because, I don't get to talk about being on the floor too often anymore, but today I did, and yeah, not too bad of a day. So that was today at work. And then after work, so Mom is still in town, so I didn't go to the gym this afternoon. And instead, this was kind of her last day being in town, at least for this stint, and we were focused on really finishing things up. We finished up, getting the bed from the furniture moving arc into the perfect position. Yesterday I mentioned that we might be getting a headboard literally drilled into the wall. We looked at it and assessed it and decided not to ultimately do that. One, goodness only knows what that might do to your deposits, but more so because we figured out a way to get that headboard to stand up without it literally being drilled into the wall. And so that time and effort and energy and whatnot that would go into that, didn't need it, and honestly, it looks great. As I'm filming this, Mom's upstairs, she's going to sleep, so can't show you all this, but I will probably in the next couple of days. but I'll be able to show you guys that in the next couple of days, and it looks actually really, really super cool. I'm really proud of it, and again, I'm beyond blessed. I am going to have a apartment that is better furnished than somebody in their, well, you know, a grocery checker in their 40s probably would be assumed by most to have. And that's a blessing. I know that's a blessing, and I am deeply appreciative of it. And of course, this kind of wraps up successfully, really, months and months and months of work. At least that we've, you know, how I've been talking for, so it's like April about this furniture moving thing, and we're basically there. And yeah, so much effort, so much work, but God, so worth it, and such an amazing opportunity for me that, and now again, it just comes down to me to not let this stuff go to hell, and keep it up and not screw this up. And then after all that, had I guess you could call it a bit of a celebratory dinner. We went to a local Mexican place called Lindo Mexico, which is actually not too far from the Roadrunner School. And so Mom and I had a very nice, pleasant dinner at this, again, probably my favorite of the Mexican restaurants around in my immediate vicinity. And it turned into a rather pleasant evening. So that was kind of the story of today, August the 10th of 2026. Now, for much of the rest of this update, actually going to be talking about another August 10th. And that particular August 10th would have been August the 10th of 2001. Now, this happens to be a day that I think for many in our neighborhood is going to be something. Yes, folks, August 10th of 2001 is a date that will live forever in the annals of infamy, at least in our neighborhood. This is the day, according to hundreds and hundreds of angry people that I have met over the past 25 years, the day that the life, universe, and everything completely and entirely went to hell. What could have possibly happened that for some of these people, in their worst moments, meaning their eggs didn't ring up right, could have caused the entire world to come to a complete freaking hellscape? 25 years ago today, I was hired. And according to people who were upset about something like, their milk coming up wrong, that was the worst thing that could possibly happen for our entire city and possibly our entire world. Now, if you're listening to this as a normie and you're like, but you're just talking about eggs and milk, so what does that make you into Satan for? Welcome to retail, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, so that started a 25-year journey that continues to this day. I was at that original location for 7 years. As a matter of fact, my last day at my original location was the infamous 777 day. And then I got into management. I spent some time in management at another location for about 9 months, then got promoted into a higher level of supervisory management at a different location. And I was there until I took the opportunity of a lifetime and went and joined the cruise lines. And just about 4 years later, after missing my own bed and all sorts of things. So after the cruise line, I actually returned to the retail company, and actually one of my favorite managers with them actually was at the location that had been closest to my house the entire time. And I asked if I could jump back on the team at that location. She said certainly. And with that, I ended up at the location where I currently am. And they worked with me while I made my way through grad school and started on the substitute teaching journey. And I've really kind of been hanging around there ever since. And I frankly will probably have a foot in the door there until they either figure out a way to get rid of me or until I basically retire, which is going to be a heck of a long time. Anyway, so that's kind of the 25 years of Michael Retail lore. Happy anniversary day to me. Oh, and they also changed the dress code today. Have a great one.